Good morning, traders. I hope you guys are having a fantastic Saturday morning so far. I just wanted to pop on real quick because I am working in OnDemand this morning, which is a really cool feature of the Thinkorswim platform where you can trade historical data and practice your techniques. And part of the reason that I'm trading in here this morning is that I just applied to start trading futures. One of the reasons that I'm interested in trading futures is that I'm incredibly busy. I have a lot of different things going on in my world. I started a nonprofit a couple of years ago called Hands Across Time New Mexico, and we are working to build intergenerational communities around the state, and then also doing roommate matching for people who may be having trouble living by themselves or are just lonely. That takes up a lot of my time. And then I'm also a nurse and I manage some rental properties and am a realtor. So my day is pretty busy, and futures contracts are not limited to the normal trading hours. So I am very interested in learning how to work with them. I've been trading the ETNs, which are related to the futures market for the last several months to 18 months to 2 years. So I feel pretty comfortable with the movements of a few of the commodity futures. In particular, natural gas is one that I've really gotten to know over the last several months. So that's where I want to start my futures trading career. And you'll have to excuse me while we learn together on trading futures. I really don't know a lot of the technicals. The terminology is all new to me, but I'm really excited to get started. TOS picked a random day for me in November, and I'm pretty happy about that because I'm interested in learning how to short, and as we all know, November was a time to short the natural gas market in retrospect. As you can see, I took one contract this morning. Natural gas looked like it was trying to make its way back down below the VWAP, and it did. So I'm short one contract at 2.541, and as you can see, the price just continues to fall. So the gray area up there at the top of my screen is a zone that I had identified while researching natural gas over the last several months. So those were pre-drawn into my chart, and then the little ovals that you see drawn there are my hypothetical zones, which were drawn based on the TPO profile. So let me see if I can back this out just a little bit more. I work primarily on the 5-day, 5-minute chart, and that's a shout out to Mr. Al Brooks. I had tried trading on the 1-minute chart and the 3-minute chart, and I was making too many bad entries, and I couldn't track the price action nearly as well. And the 5-minute seems to be a great space for me. You just need to experiment with that for yourself. Everybody's trading style is a little bit different. I found that the 1-minute chart made me anxious, actually. I just didn't feel like I could keep up with it. And on the 5-minute chart, I feel slow and steady, and my emotions are much less involved in my trading. Okay, so again, my favorite thing to do is start as far back out as we can get. And just for fun, I popped a 20-year chart on here recently. So you can see there have been some drastic swings in natural gas prices. If we come back over here to November of 2001, we had some prices similar to where we are today. Lots of fluctuation, higher prices, some really great examples of technical patterns in here, double bottoms, V reversals. That could even be considered a double top before we saw this big swing down. I haven't drawn Fibonacci levels on the 20-year chart yet. This looks like I drew that based on the 5-year chart. Okay, let's swing back down to the 1 year, 1 day. And it looks like we're still holding above the 50% level on the RSI on the 1 year, 1 day chart. Sorry, this chart looks terrible, but I really don't spend a lot of time here, so I'm not really concerned with it. Really just looking for overall direction on the day and or week. Now we're on the 30-minute chart, and as you can see, these zones on the TPO are areas of low volume. So these are places where there weren't very many orders filled out, and I didn't draw it on this chart. We'll get down to the 5-minute chart where I drew it out, so it'll line up a little bit better. Yeah, so here's where I drew my hypotheticals on the TPO. So these are areas of low volume. There are fewer prints there than some of these other spots. So we anticipate that the price will likely move down into those areas at some point. I find that I'm often a day ahead or a couple of hours ahead when I'm trading DGAS and UGAS using my hypothetical zones, and I'm not really comfortable holding DGAS and UGAS overnight very often. And part of the reason for that is that I've had some losses with those in the past, and because of the way those tools are built, they can go down exponentially, and I'm just not super comfortable with it, though a lot of people are. So we're watching our price action move here. And yeah, we're still in the money. We're still making money on this trade. So I bought in. I'm going to remove the TPO since we can see the low order node areas already having been drawn in. Oh, I'm not going to delete it there. I think I created a specific study set for this. This is one of my favorite things about TOS is there are a lot of studies that I like to just take a peek at, but I don't actually keep them up on my charts during the day, so I can save those different things. And then I'm currently experimenting with fewer and fewer studies on my chart. It just gets too complicated for me. I can't process all of the information while I'm actively trying to make a trade. You know, to be cliche, we call it analysis paralysis. When there's too many things happening on my chart, I get distracted and I either don't enter or I make bad entries. So I have decided to create a few different study sets for myself. I pop the TPO on in the morning, take a look at what's happening, and then I'll remove it. This study set I was experimenting without the on balance volume. But as it turns out, I find that I like trading with the on balance volume. So I think that I'm going to go ahead and keep that. And I've just overlaid the on balance volume with my RSI down here. So when the RSI and the OBV are heading down, that's an indicator of the price action headed in that direction as well. And also we can see that there's some pretty good technical signals of a downtrend. We've got some dojis and candles that tried to shoot the price back upwards, but failed to do so, followed by another doji. And of course we're below the VWAP here. The moving averages that I use are the 200 moving average, the 50 moving average, just the middle VWAP. I don't use the top and the bottom VWAP. That's a shout out to my buddy Cole from the LPP group. He advised me to remove those, and I find that I trade much more effectively without all three of those in place. And then this is the 9 moving average. Sorry, I'm switching back over here for just a minute. This is the exact same chart that I've got pulled up over here. This is just where I place my trades. So I may go ahead and sell out of this short position, so cover my short position, just because I'm starting to see a profit, and I want to practice trading in on-demand similar to how I would trade in real life. And I'm already up $170 on this trade, which I entered I think on this doji, so I entered that at 8:50 p.m. in the simulator on 11/14, and the price has traded in my direction now for a couple of hours. I have the time set to ×3 because I'm not interested in just sitting here staring at the screen on my Saturday. But I do believe that the price is going to continue tracking downwards. Like I mentioned before, we're looking at like an accumulation and distribution between zones here. So the price got into a value area, it was bought up, shot up into this zone where they found buyers for the contracts that had been picked up down in this lower zone. It traded here for a little while, consolidated, wasn't able to push any higher, and then began falling. So I think that the trend is going to continue downwards into the rest of this hypothetical zone, maybe retest this support area, and then I know, because I traded through this time, that the price is actually going to continue trading downward from here on for the next couple of months. But I am going to go ahead and cover this position. So this is starting to look like either a double bottom or a bear flag. So we could see the price action jump back up a bit, and I want to go ahead and lock my profits in while I've got them. So this is what we do when you take a short position, and I've never actually taken short positions in my my active live trading account, but I've been practicing in on-demand for a little while, and I highly recommend that anyone who is just getting started, that you take the time to practice trading in a simulated account. You can lose a lot of money really quickly in a live trading account, and it's a much better idea to get your feet underneath you in a simulator before you put your real hard-earned money on the line. So for a short position, what I did was I opened the position by selling. So I sold to open. And now, so I sold to open up here at 2.541, and you can see that here with my average price. You can see my P&L for the day on this position. And now I'm going to come in here and buy to cover. So we'll click buy, send, and that closes my position out for the day at $170 profit. As I go on, I might get more comfortable with holding a contract overnight. we'll see. I tend to be fairly risk averse, and if I can't control what's happening, I mean, you can never control what's happening, but if I'm not right here at the screen to make a discretionary choice about remaining in the position or covering, I'm not really excited about being in. And yes, you can enter stop loss orders, and everyone highly recommends that you do trade that way. I do as well. Then that can keep you from having dramatic losses during the time that you're not actively monitoring your trade. So that's where I'm going to end this video for the day. I hope you guys have a great weekend, and if you haven't, take the time to start a paper trading account and practice the things that you haven't had a lot of experience with yet. Remember to smash that like button. It really helps with the YouTube algorithms and helps get our videos spread a little bit further and wider. Oh no, sorry, I lost my train of thought there for a minute. Alright, you guys have a fantastic day, and I will get connected with you again soon. Bye!